The Cathari had long accepted extinction as inevitable. For 3 cycles of the Red Sun, the Vrakan swarm had laid siege to their homeworld, Cathar Prime. Towering biomechanical horrors, the Vrakan consumed everything: cities, forests, even the atmosphere itself, leaving behind only skeletal ruins and silence. The Cathari, once proud scholars of cosmic harmony, now huddled in crumbling subterranean vaults, their luminous eyes dimmed by despair. Their prayers to the stars had gone unanswered. Their last transmission, a desperate plea for aid, had echoed into the void and returned only static. They believed help would never arrive, whispered Elder Vela, her voice trembling as another tremor shook the vault. Above, the sky burned crimson with Vrakan fire. Then, without warning, the sky ripped open, not with the slow creep of alien dread, but with a thunderous, deafening roar that shattered the Vrakan's sonic dominance. A fleet unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen tore through the upper atmosphere. Jagged, asymmetrical vessels bristling with weapons painted in faded red, white, and blue, their hulls scarred by battles fought across forgotten stars. At their center loomed a ship bearing a single word in bold weathered letters: USS Liberty. The Cathari stared in disbelief. These were not the sleek, elegant emissaries of ancient galactic empires. These were humans, a species the Cathari had once dismissed as primitive, chaotic, barely spacefaring. Yet here they were, descending like avenging angels, or perhaps something far more terrifying. On the bridge of the Liberty, Captain Elias Rourke adjusted his cap, eyes locked on the tactical display. All ships, this is Rourke. Target the swarm's command nexus, take out their hive mind relay, and for God's sake try not to vaporize the whole damn planet. Aye, sir, came the reply, laced with grim humor. Wouldn't want to ruin the view for the locals. What followed was not a battle, it was a storm. Human warships moved with reckless precision, weaving through Vrakan swarms like wolves through a herd. Railguns spat hypervelocity slugs that punched through chitin and steel alike. EMP bursts fried neural clusters, and then came the Marines, dropped in armored pods that cratered the earth like meteor strikes. They emerged not with elegance, but with gritted teeth, plasma rifles in hand, shouting curses in a dozen earth tongues. The Cathari watched from hidden periscopes as a single human squad, outnumbered 100 to 1, held a ruined plaza against a tide of Vrakan drones. They didn't fight with grace, they fought with improvisation. One Marine jury-rigged a downed drone's power core into a bomb. Another used sonic grenades to collapse a canyon wall onto an advancing column. They bled, they yelled, they laughed in the face of death, and they won. Elder Vela's tears cut through the dust on her cheeks. They came for us? They didn't just come, murmured a young Cathari engineer, eyes wide. They brought hell with them. Within hours, the Vrakan command nexus, a pulsating mountain of biomachinery, was reduced to molten slag by a coordinated strike from human bombers and orbital lasers. The swarm, severed from its hive mind, faltered, confused, leaderless. For the first time in centuries, the Vrakan retreated. As dawn broke over Cathar Prime, the humans didn't land in triumph. They landed in silence. Captain Rourke stepped onto the cracked soil, flanked by medics and engineers, not soldiers. He knelt before Elder Vela, not as a conqueror, but as a man who'd seen too much war. We got your message, he said simply. Took us a while. Had to finish mopping up the Zenthari slavers first. Hope you don't mind the delay. Vela could only stare. You fought across the galaxy. For us, Rourke shrugged. We don't leave anyone behind. Not if we can help it. In the days that followed, human engineers helped rebuild Cathari shelters. Human doctors treated the wounded with field kits and stubborn optimism. And when the Cathari asked why risk so much for a species they barely knew, the humans offered no grand philosophy, only a quiet truth. Because someone had to. The galaxy had long underestimated humanity. They saw chaos where there was resilience. They saw noise where there was unity. They saw a young species playing with fire, unaware that fire was exactly what the universe needed. The Cathari would never forget the day the storm arrived. Not with thunder and fury alone, but with open hands and unbroken will. They had believed help would never come, but humanity doesn't ask for belief, it just shows up and changes everything.